with the stench of waste. The world is still quiet, yet for a small group of people, the day has already begun. It's time for a new revolution.
Recent protests by these workers have highlighted demands for fair wages, better working conditions, and adequate safety measures. Every day, they dive into the waste we leave behind, collecting, sorting, and disposing of it. But with each task, they face hidden dangers, which often go unnoticed, making their work even more challenging. We present to you
The commonly disregarded sector of the community.
Beyond the Stench.
The price of purity.
It is within this challenging landscape, our research assessing the occupational health hazards among solid waste workers takes place. We aim to explore the risks they face, their awareness of these hazards, and the effectiveness of the protective measures they are given.
Worldwide, there are an estimated 15 to 40 million waste pickers, with India contributing about 1.5 to 4 million of them. In Hyderabad alone, we generate around 8,200 metric tons of waste every single day, enough to fill a football field. Today, we present our findings and offer actionable solutions to protect their safety and enhance their well-being as our urban environment continues to expand.
Waste management has been an integral part of human civilization for centuries. Solid waste workers bear the stress of safeguarding public health from manual collection to complex systems. In fact, they serve a variety of roles like garbage collectors, street sweepers, waste transporters, and recycling sorters.
Hyderabad, one of the fastest growing cities, is the sixth largest metropolis. Managing the waste generated by such a large city is not an easy task. These workers often deal with hazardous materials with limited protective measures. Beyond the physical dangers, these workers face mental stress from the harsh working conditions and immense social stigma that often isolates them from the very communities they serve.
Our research highlights the health hazards faced by solid waste workers, including cuts from the sharp objects and risk of accidents while handling these hazardous materials. In fact, 82% of the solid waste workers have reported experiencing injuries or wounds, with 70% specifically injured by the sharp objects.
These workers endure significant health risk, with 95% of them experiencing respiratory issues due to constant exposure to dust and fumes, and 76.6% of them report musculoskeletal disorders due to heavy lifting and physical strain. Additionally, 15% of these workers face gastrointestinal issues, and 9.6 to 16.6% of them report animal bites. Street sweepers also face hit-and-run incidents leading to both major and minor injuries. Exposure to harmful chemicals further results in nausea, dizziness, and skin irritation, putting their health in constant danger.
Our aim is to identify the physical, chemical, and biological health hazards that these solid waste workers encounter daily, and to examine the correlation between them and their health outcomes.
After obtaining permission from the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation, GHMC Commissioner, we conducted a pilot study to refine a semi-structured questionnaire which was used to survey the workers. This offered valuable insights into the risks they face and their impact on health. We surveyed 150 workers. Majority of them were aged between 30 to 39 years. Men comprised 51%, whereas women accounted for 49% of the workforce. Regarding BMI, 6% were underweight, 21% overweight, and 5% obese. 66% of the workers reported experiencing injuries while working, but only 45 of these were reported to the supervisors. The main reasons for not reporting included lack of awareness and the belief that the injury was not serious.
Significant health issues among solid waste workers, including musculoskeletal, respiratory, dermatological, and gastrointestinal issues. Let's explore into the specifics of each system. Back pain was the most common issue, affecting about 28% of workers, while approximately 23% reported joint pain or stiffness. Surprisingly, 10% reported no musculoskeletal symptoms, indicating the variability in their working condition. This highlights the considerable physical strain these solid waste workers endure daily.
Next, let's talk about the dermatological issues faced by the solid waste workers. Our study revealed that 67% of the workers report facing skin-related problems, out of which 27% reported facing itching and 19% reported of having rashes, and 8% also complain of having dry skin. Additionally, 6 workers reported of having blisters or sores. These often occur due to exposure to hazardous waste, chemicals, environmental factors.
Moving on to the respiratory hazard, our study revealed 66% of solid waste workers suffer from breathing-related problems. Exposure to dust, fumes, and harmful gases predispose to conditions like asthma and COPD. Key symptoms include shortness of breath, affecting about 22.3%. 15.2% complains of frequent cold or respiratory infection. Hence, the study identifies as the respiratory risk these workers face daily, with a high prevalence of symptoms potentially leading to chronic issues affecting the health and well-being.
Next, let's talk about the gastrointestinal symptoms faced by these solid waste workers. Our study found that 56% of the workers face GI issues due to exposure to germs while handling of waste. The key symptoms included nausea and vomiting in 18.2% of the workers, and 13.2% reported having heartburn. The other symptoms also included bloating, diarrhea, constipation, stomach pain, and unexplained weight loss.
A chi-square test was conducted to determine whether there is an association between the type of worker and the health hazards. Based on our result, the p-value is less than the significance level of 0.05, revealing a strong association. Specifically, street sweepers and garbage collectors reported higher incidences of health symptoms as compared to waste transporters and recycling sorters.
A further analysis of these data reveals a significant association between PPE usage and frequency of injuries. Workers who had consistently used PPE reported fewer injuries, thus highlighting the importance of always using PPE to minimize risks and injuries. Now, talking about vaccinations. Most of the participants have been vaccinated, but access to vaccines is variable. However, there is high willingness in joining vaccination programs.
Our thematic analysis revealed a major gap in awareness about health hazards among solid waste workers. As one of the workers said, "I know that many people in this field die early." Discomfort with personal protective equipment is another major issue. As one said, "It's tough to wear gloves in this heat."
They suggested better healthcare access, increment in wages, and regular training programs. Addressing these challenges is essential to enhance the health and safety of solid waste workers. Keeping this in mind, we suggest a customized PPE.
To conclude, our research has revealed critical gaps in health awareness and safety practices among solid waste workers. Many workers aren't fully aware of the risks they face, which increases the vulnerability to long-term health issues. We also identified significant challenges with the use of personal protective equipment, PPE. Workers find it discomfort and difficult to use gloves and masks during physically demanding tasks, especially during harsh climatic conditions, leading to inconsistent use of safety gear. Hence, to enhance the health and well-being, it's crucial to implement initiatives at national, community, and individual levels.
At the national level, the two main programs that could be initiated are expanding the Employee State Insurance ESI scheme to include all the workers is essential to improve their healthcare access and to compensate for the work-related injuries. Mandating certified regular training programs for handling of hazardous materials and also providing subsidized personal protective equipment are the necessary steps to be taken by the government channels.
The communities also has a part to play. Residents can help by properly segregating the waste, reducing the risk of the hazardous exposure. The communities can also for the rights of the waste workers and participate in local cleanup efforts. As medical students, we conducted health camps for basic screenings and checkups and also conducted training workshops on occupational hazards and PPE usage. Our commitment as medical students is to help bridge these gaps through direct action, and we believe with these practical solutions, we can create safer working environments and better health outcomes for these solid waste workers.
Struggling in shadows, unseen and worn, waste warriors toil their dignity torn. But we can change this harsh reality. Stand with them, demand equality. Let's break the stigma, the shame, the pain. Join hands, take action, and justice will reign. Thank you.
You have pointed out that there is a lack of compliance in the PPE usage. You have also mentioned customization of PPE. What do you suggest?
Thank you for the question, ma'am. So, while surveying the workers, we have found they are not compliant to the PPE because they face certain problems. Like what they are supplied with are a jacket and a pair of gloves and boots. The boots are not properly fitting. And the gloves, they feel that during the harsh weather conditions like summers and all, they feel that their hands become sweaty, and also that the gloves make their work go slow. And they have like a specific hours during which they have to complete their work. So they find it that it slows down the process. And after that, we also notice that masks, they feel breathless while wearing masks and all. So what we suggest is a full-length PPE and gloves made of absorbent materials, and also that is repellent of chemicals and resistant to cuts, and a pair of goggles to prevent the eye infections, and mandating the use of masks and properly fitting boots as well.
Ma'am, I would like to suggest one more point. To minimize the risk of hit and run cases, we can also include radium bands on the aprons of GHMC workers. That will help in minimizing hit and run cases.
Very smart use of big human logo for the hit and run AV that you showed.
Yes,
If we were to compare with the West, how is the work there run differently compared to our country, and is there a significant difference in the health outcomes there when compared to India?
A very great question asked by you, ma'am. Ma'am, in West, we see that the population is less when compared to India, which is the first most world most populous country in this world is India. And we generate most of the waste. Whereas when we compare our statistics with the West, there is less population, and less population means less of waste, and less of waste means less workers and more of less work to workers when compared to our workers. And the workers in West have full-length PPE and gloves, whereas in India and in our state, as she has mentioned, we don't provide full-length PPE. We get aprons, which is made of net. So that also helps in passage of dust. So
I also believe it's a strict implementation of segregation of waste at the community level, individual level. It's very strict,
Yes, ma'am.
very punishable if you don't do that.
Yes,
also,
ma'am.
there is less usage of hands per se by the municipal workers there, I guess.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
all automated.
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. So,
Yeah. So I think a good study, very pertinent, and but what I would like to ask you one question is that you discuss about the usage of PPE. How much of it is because of unawareness of the fact that they are exposed to all these risks?
51%.
So that's a major factor that can be corrected. You need to increase awareness about the health risks that they face, and that itself could improve the usage of PPE.
Adding on to that point, sir, actually these workers identified that as a identification of their work. Like they think if we are a GHMC worker, we have to wear their vest. They doesn't realize that it's a safety factor for them. So there's a need to create an awareness that PPE stops them from harmful infections.
But this is also a very important topic in current scenario. Very good. Okay. In your study, you mentioned that quantitative and qualitative, both components. Can you elaborate what is the quantitative component in your study and qualitative?
The quantitative component of our study was to assess the physical, chemical and biological hazards faced by these workers, while in qualitative study we focused more on whether they were aware about the occupational hazards and whether they were compliant to PPE usage or not.
Okay. What is your objectives? How many objectives you rated?
So we have a primary and secondary objective. Our primary objective is to identify the physical, chemical and biological hazards and to detect the relation between the exposure to hazard and the occupational illnesses. Our secondary objective is to know their awareness about health hazards and the reasons for non-compliance of PPE.
Okay, ma. Ideally, how many objectives we have to write? You mentioned almost 4 objectives.
Yes, sir. The first two objectives are our primary objectives and the next two are the secondary.
Okay. How you calculated the sample size?
We use the formula n is equals to PQ by L, 4PQ by L square, where P was used as prevalence of disease from a study, Shiba et al. Study, and Q was 1 minus P, and
Okay, ma'am. Prevalence of what?
dermatitis, especially dermatitis from that study, previous
Only
study.
dermatitis only, other problems also is there.
There were other problems, we considered dermatitis.
Okay, ma'am. Why dermatitis? It is the least prevalence.
Yeah, that was the least prevalent.
If there are so many
of all.
problems are there, we have to take the least prevalence. Okay, ma'am. What is your conclusion of study?
Thank you for that question, sir. So, sir, we advocate a proper PPE for these workers from government side that are cost effective, or they can even be given free. And then we also advocate research programs in their field and training programs how to handle hazardous material, because they aren't compliant how to handle these waste. They
Okay,
just
ma'am.
pick up with hands.
Okay, ma'am. I got it. What is your significant findings from your study? Significant findings. P-value less than 0.05. Can you tell me one or two?
Yeah, we found the relation between the type of work they perform and occurrence of hazards, and also there was a significant relation between PPE use and frequency of injuries.
Okay, ma'am. Good. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Sir, lastly, I would like to add one more point. Today, being 2nd October, National Swachhata Divas, it is the 10th anniversary of Swachhata Divas. Let's honor these unsung heroes who make our city clean. And in 2023, our city was also awarded as the 9th cleanest city of India. Thank you, sir.